Hey folks, how's it going? It's Joel Ellison with Pinnacle Gunsmithing, and I'm going over, hoping to review one of the guns in our collection here. It is a Ruger LC Carbine. This particular one is in 10mm. They are available in 10mm, 45, ACP, and 5.7 by 28. This is my personal one, and I've used it in at least one match so far, maybe more by the time you're watching this. It's a really neat carbine. I'm hoping to go over it with you. First question I get asked about this, because it is so very, very short, is this an SBR? The answer is no. It does have a full 16-inch barrel. It is a blowback carbine in 10mm auto, though, so it does punch a bit more than, say, a 9mm blowback, but it's worth it for the amount of power you're getting out. Is amazing. It takes standard Glock magazines. It comes with one 30-round standard capacity Glock magazine. This particular one is made by SGM, but it is Glock pattern. And also it just takes standard 15-round Glock 20 magazines. Magazines insert through the grip. This is kind of a upscaled pistol instead of a carbine built from the ground up for it. But we'll look at here in the at the mechanism here a little bit more in a minute. This particular one is set up with left side charging handle. It is swappable to the right, but I like it on the left. The bolt, and yes, the barrel comes all the way back to here to pick up a round from the magazine in the grip. This is the back of the bolt, and the front of the bolt goes all the way up to about here. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. But yeah, we'll go over the manual of arms real quick. We have our safety, safe and fire in the downward position. We have a trigger safety, a little trigger dingus, kind of like a Glock trigger. I have done a trigger job on this. It is in, I used a spring kit from M-Carbo. It took this trigger pull from about 5.5 pounds trigger pull to about 2.5 pounds, which is much, much nicer for competitive shooting, especially if you're shooting off bowling pins, which is kind of the whole purpose of 10mm. Here's our safety, actuated by the thumb, and it is ambidextrous. We have our slide it lock open. It does lock open on an empty magazine. You can drop the bolt from either, there's a button up here that allows you to drop the bolt, or you can just press down on the magazine catch, or you can just run the charging handle and let it go forward. We have a very nice handguard up here, M-Lock compatible, large Picatinny rail running along the top. The receiver is very long, which allows you space for lots of optics, either a thermal optic or a magnifier and red dot, or backup sights and magnifier and red dot. There's plenty of room. In fact, I could put a magnifier right here, keep the iron sights, and still have all this rail all the way up to here. And this might be the ultimate truck gun, especially for hog hunters. We have a little bit of Picatinny down here. You could put a light, a laser, pretty much anything you want on it. It does come with a quick detach sling port there, 2 more here on the buttstock, and along with a sling loop down here. Buttstock is adjustable for length of pull all the way into there. This cheek piece is removable if you don't want it. I don't know why you wouldn't, but whatever. And the buttstock also folds. This does also have another QD spot down here, and the buttstock is removable. You can change it out to whatever Picatinny buttstock or brace you want. But in any case, let's get into the disassembly and field stripping of this particular carbine. and we'll compare it to the PC Carbine that we've shown here on the channel before, and we'll discuss some of the pros and cons of both. All right, let's stand by. Okay, first step on disassembly. We have our magazine is out, nothing in the chamber, checked, we're clear. Let's let the bolt go forward, and here we are. First step, we have a little divot here in this pin, and you can use a cartridge, a ballpoint pen, a stick, anything, but I have a punch here, so I'm going to use that since we're in the shop. This pin is captive, so don't try to pull it out the other side, but we can give the pistol grip a slight bump, and it comes right back to its disassembly position. And here's our fire control group. It also includes, we've got our hammer back here, trigger bar going from the trigger, our safety. Our hammer is right here, and there's our disconnect. Boom. And sorry about the lighting, the cat is in the way, but we also have our feed ramp right there. That feeds straight from the magazine into the chamber. And let me insert the magazine just for demonstration purposes. Empty, of course, but straight up there, and boop, there's your chamber. This whole fire control group can come out of the plastic housing here with these two pins, and yeah, that lets us do all sorts of things on the inside. I won't be demonstrating that today, but if you'd like a video on how to do a change out the springs on this with the M-Carbo kit, let me know, and I can probably oblige. Returning to our carbine here, we have our bolt. It goes all the way back to here. Let's go ahead and get the first half of it out. Hang on one sec. The cat is bumping the camera. Surprise. But I'm going to pull the charging handle out, and the back half of the bolt, yes, it comes apart in two pieces. Can come out to here, and a little wiggle. Hang on, stand by. Sorry, I must not have been holding my mouth right. Here's the back half of the bolt. We have, I just had to wiggle it right. Got our back half of the bolt. Look at that more in detail in a sec. We have our recoil pad. We're going to kind of tilt that forward, pull up, and our recoil spring comes right out. That's nice and captive, usually. We have the second half of the bolt. That's free to slide all the way back to the rear. And we have this little dinky filler piece. I'm not real sure what to call this, but the rifle looks weird without it and has exposed moving parts, so yeah, Ruger included that for our benefit. But yeah, you see we have a long strand of the barrel here to here inside the receiver. Yeah, the receiver itself is quite long, and the bolt kind of runs around it, kind of like an Uzi. But beyond our handguard here, there's the rest of the barrel. It runs into a trunnion that is tightened down very firmly. If you don't have to remove the barrel, I suggest you don't. But in any case, looking at our bolt and recoil spring assembly, yeah, we've got a lot of mass here, and it's very long. Here's our full system. That's the whole bolt and the recoil system. And yeah, that's about how much travel you have on the bolt. That we're trying to decelerate a big chunky cartridge coming out of the barrel. And yeah, this is how one way to do it. You can either add a delay mechanism, which is complicated and expensive, or you can add a big chunk of weight and a big old spring. It's not that difficult to cock these or to chamber around. It operates from a closed bolt, of course, but it's not that bad to pull back. The recoil spring is mostly captive. I say mostly because it can come apart. I suggest you don't, but yeah, there's just a little collar holding it together. That's kind of it. But yeah, the buttstock can come off. And let me demonstrate that real quick. It requires an Allen wrench, or in this case, I have my bit set here. Yep. One screw, loosen that, and the whole buttstock comes off. And it also includes a nice convenient hole back here. That way you can use a proper stiff cleaning rod to punch the barrel and clean from there. Let me also show you the underside of the handguard. I put a few accessories on here, but not that much. Not as much as some people put. That's just a slightly different Allen screw, but that's just 4 screws, top, bottom, and sides. Boom. Boom. Three. I know this is riveting entertainment here. And boom. Right there. Those screws out, and the handguard just wiggled off. I have also put on a muzzle device. The barrel comes threaded. It's a little bit of a weird thread pitch. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is, but it's a little weird even for 10 millimeter. But yeah, just plain barrel, no gas system, no nothing. We have our very large barrel nut. That's what's holding the barrel in, along with this little spacer, and the handguard screws into the front of the receiver. So it's nice and solid. If you do want to mount a laser on it, it can return to 0. I have not done that myself, but I hear it can be done. But yeah, that's nice and simple. We'll go ahead and put this back together, and we'll take you through a comparison with the PC Carbine. Stand by. Okay, here we are. We're back again. If you'll forgive the camera work, this is about the only way I could fit both of these guns on the bench and let you see them. We have the Ruger LC Carbine and the Ruger PC Carbine set up on the bench. Pardon any work pieces or tools you may see in the background. And as you can see, we have them even at the buttstock. And when they're both unfolded and ready to use, you can see that the LC Carbine is a little bit shorter. Both of these have muzzle devices on them, and this muzzle comes to about here, and this one to about here. But yeah, they're both very comparable. With the stock folded, well, I'll have to reset the camera, but I'll show you how they compare in terms of size when the stock is folded and when the barrel is taken off of this one. See our previous video for more details about the PC Carbine. Let me reset the camera and we'll be right back. Okay, now we have them both in their storage configurations. You can see the LC Carbine closest to us here is a little bit longer than the PC Carbine, but the PC Carbine is in 2 pieces. It is also a little lighter. If I had to make commentary on the triggers, I would say the PC Carbine, this one, has a much better trigger. It's pretty much based on a Ruger 1022 trigger, so it's a little better, less take up, nice crisp single stage, and a cat in our way. But the LC Carbine does have more of a pistol feel trigger to it. I think it's based more on Ruger pistols. But yeah, it's got a bit more take up between shots and a little longer reset than the PC Carbine right here. But it's really not that big of a deal. In any case, the guns can shoot faster than I can anyways. They both also take can take longer magazines. I usually have the PC Carbine fitted out with a 33 round Glock 9mm magazine. Yeah, this one's a 9mm. I think they're also available in 40 Smith & Wesson, but why would you do that? But it is, of course, capable of taking short 15 or even 10 round magazines. Ta-da, like that. And yes, it's a extended charging handle. Yeah, I'm a big fan of both of these rifles. And which one's right for you? Well, only you can decide that. In any case, this has been Joel Ellison with Pinnacle Mountain Gunsmithing, and we have Powder here, right to the side of the camera. Yeah, say hi, Powder. Yeah, she's about to pounce on something. Okay. And in any case, this is Pinnacle Mountain Gunsmithing. If you'd like to come see us in person, we're going to be at the Greenville Gun Show at the Greenville Convention Center on January 18th and 19th of this year, 2025. And we'd be happy to, if you want to come say hi, schedule our services, or if you want to see what we have for sale, feel free to come by. Look us up online, pinnaclemountaingunsmithing.com, and to find our shop, we recommend you use Google Maps. In any case, this has been Joel and Powder, and this has been the tour and overview of the LC Carbine. We'll see you next time. Bye.